Okay. So I'll be asking small questions from you, like did you understand or not understand? So you can reply, right? And I hope it is not a problem. So the reason is that I want it a bit of a interactive because if you're not understanding something, then I will explain it again. So this is your workshop, 2 hour workshop, okay? And we'll be designing a tech product, that's Instagram in this case. Yeah, so that's what we'll be doing. Okay. So, yeah, before we deep dive into design, what is design, what it does, right? So let's understand what basically design at its core, right? What does this design word mean actually? So it means that building a prototype, building a minimal version of something, okay, that we can actually build. Like we can like it's a prototype basically that you can design and then you can build on the top of it. For example, when human invented a wheel, right? Then wheel was supposed to be something that could roll, and it has a function of rolling faster. So that's how cycle, bikes, cars were invented, right? And with wheels, right? So it is also used in car. It is also used in aeroplane as well. So same thing applies here. That design means like something of a prototype that actually you can iterate, reiterate, and build more things on the top of it, right? So that's what prototype actually means here, right? And it could be your home. For example, if you are buying a land, right, and you want to build a home on the top of it, then you will be having a map for it, like where will your be kitchen and all of this, right? So all of these things actually come into design part, right? It could be even your website as well. So how what component will you put, and where will you put, and how it will look? All of this you will have to see, right? Now let's come to the next, that is your design process. So I'm not going deeper into what design process means because there are like thousands of articles or thousands of things have always been done. The idea behind this workshop is that you understand the basic concept of it and you keep on learning it if you want to. If you don't want to, that's okay, right? And you don't have to worry about it that how trickier it sounds, like all of this. So I'm making this 4 points here. So these 4 points are ideate the idea. Second one is sketch it out. Third one would be wireframing. Fourth one would be prototyping. So there are like four things you will have to do to design a prototype, right? That's what it does. Prototyping is the last stage of it, and ideating is the first stage of it. So that's what I follow, right? So coming here about the process, okay, I will give a brief about all these four processes. Yeah. So first one is ideate the idea. Okay. So idea could be anything, right? It could be any of your idea. You want to build a business, you want to build a home on your land, or you want to build a car, right? A new car for yourself, a bottle, a pen, right? Anything it could be, right? Even a book, right? All of these things you have to first ideate, then you have to go with other things, right? So ideation simply means putting your idea out of your mind and putting it on the paper, right? So what I do is that every time it comes up with an idea, I try to put it on a paper. I put it on a paper that what this actually means, like what it does, right? Write down your idea. That's what it means. It means that you have to write down your idea, what you are thinking about, what is your plan, right? What is your in your head. All of these things you have to put into the paper, right? For example, you want to build a business, right? Build a website or some e-commerce website, right? Then you have to think, right, that what I have to do, what I have, like what I will be starting with, what I will be ending with, right? How I will launch it. All of this you will have to do, right? So that is all the process that is in your head will be putting on your paper. So then your idea gets very clear that okay, this is what you want, right? Now coming to next step, that is sketching it out. So sketching it out means we are going into product design actually. Product design, as in product design does not mean like building a design on laptop, right? It could be anything. It could be even, I told you, right, even a bottle. It's bottle is a product, and if you have to design it, then you can do it on laptop. You can do it on anyways, right? So this is basically sketching it out how your product will actually look like in an outline, right? That's what it means. Yeah. So we make a layout, okay, of your drawing. So what does this mean here is that you are making a outline of your product, okay. You're not filling in the details. You're not going into the details. you are designing something that you want it to look like, but still you're not sure how it will look like eventually, right? That is later stages. You're not thinking about that. You're thinking about simple way. For example, if you are designing a pen, right, then how will you do that is you will design a cap and you will design a refill, okay, and you will design this this upper body of it. So there are three components that you will have to design to make a pen, and you can put more details into it. Okay, this will be like name of the company will come here, right, and this will be steel pen, and here it will be written as this, all of these things, right, this design, right, these boxes, all of that, all of these things you talk about later, not right now, okay. Now next, that is third point, okay. So how will you sketch it out, how will you sketch it out, your idea? This is the this is the main part of this whole theme, right? The whole point is that you have to have that product thinking. So what does this mean by product thinking? Product thinking means that you are talking about product that you also thought about, and you have plans to, you know, build it further. And build it further means even if it is, just started out, right, still it means like you are thinking about something. Say I told you, right, the e-commerce website, right? Then how will you design a product, how will you build a product, because all these e-commerce websites already exist. What will you do differently that it works, right? So this is what product thinking means. Like you are thinking about the product, how will you make it work, how will your user be using it, how will, all of these things will happen, right? All of this is important. This product thinking comes, it's a vast topic. It is not something you can understand in 2 hours, or even in two weeks, 2 days, right? It's something that is practicable. You keep on building things, you keep on designing things, then you understand, okay, this is what I want and this is how it looks. If I put this component here, what it will do, what it will change. To give you a brief example, right? So you know that, right, Google is used by almost every other internet user on, right? So basically, why Google is something that is so, efficient for all the people around the world. The reason is simple, because they have done it really well, right? They have done it really well, this product thinking part. So product thinking means that, to give you a brief example, so when every time Google comes up with a new idea, new thing, right? They have their data. They have their data that is backed. That, okay, if I put this icon here, it will affect our users this way or that way. They have all of that data. They keep on doing all of these A/B testing kind of things on you, and that's how they decide, like, it will be good for you or not good for you, right? For example, when stories came in WhatsApp, right? Uh, Long back, 3 4 years back, people actually were, not interested into it, like why somebody will need a story on WhatsApp. It's already there in Snapchat. It's already there in Instagram, right? So why will somebody need it? But right now if you see, people are using it because you think like you think that I don't want it, but actually the company that you're using the product of, they know. Facebook knows, WhatsApp knows that you want these stories, you want these kind of data, right? All of these you want. That's why they are putting into it, right? So this is product thinking involved, and it's not just about, it's about user actually, but it's also about the data. So user plus data. So for example, if I say that this icon color, this slide color should be green, right, and this color should be blue or something like that, then that's what I want, right, as a user from Canva or something, right? But what Canva thinks of this is that, do they really want it or not? Because I think I don't know about it. I'm just simply guessing it that it's the background color should be green, right? I don't even know about it. So that's what happens when when you are building a product that millions of people use, right? So it could be any product. Spotify, you can say, Netflix, you can say, right? All of these companies have done their product thinking. It's so seamless experience when you are using these products, that gives you think, okay, I have to keep on using it. Every time you get bored, you start scrolling Instagram, Facebook, right? So that's what happens, right? That is how humans are, and there's a lot of psychology behind it, involved into it, why it has been designed this way. And you can know more about it. I will suggest some books as well. So yeah, it's a lifelong process. The reason why I'm putting this Steve Jobs image here is because I think that he has done a great job in product thinking. If you want to know more about it, you can read his book, right? Steve Jobs, it is called. And you will know that how Apple was invented, how why Apple was invented, why it was required, and why there are so many people, even after very expensive pricing, right, they still use it because it gives a lot of seamless experience for their users, right? That's what it does. So yeah, it's just about product thinking. Now this third part comes in wireframing. So now you have your written down your idea. Now you have written down everything what you want to do. Now you have built a prototype of it, right? When you have made without any deeper details into it, and then you have made a cap, then you have made a outer body of it, and then everything is done. But now you have to get one level deeper into it. That is wireframing. So what wireframing does is it's basically a way to go deeper and put all the things in place. For example, if you want this company name here, then it should be here. This plate should be text, it should be steel, right? Then it will be steel. You will have to put in that all of these things you will have to do. And you'll be building as exactly as looking like this pen, right? Everything will be done through through this process. And then it comes to the okay, so yeah, we bring our idea from mind to life. So life means you're actually making a small version of a product, okay? And you know that how exactly it is going to look, how it will look like, right? So that's what it does. Now coming to the prototyping part, right? So prototyping actually means to show it to the world, right? For example, I have mentioned the same example here, that imagine you build a product and you want to show it to your mom. Will you show it the electronics part of it, like how system works, how software works, what system are installed into it, or you will simply show that what your robot does, right? So that is the second thing you will be probably doing, right? So same thing happens here, that prototyping is actually about showing it to the world how it will look like, right? So for example, you go in a go, go as an intern, right? And then you design something for their product, right? A page or a mobile app or whatever, right? And you have to present in front of the founders, right? Stakeholders, right? How will you do that actually? So the way you will do that is you will actually put all the things into wireframe here, right? All of the things you will put, and then you will connect everything together and to make a prototype, like how it will actually look like, right? If I want a pen to look like this when it is getting manufactured, then I will have to make sure that same way it is looking like on my prototype as well, right? So that's what prototype actually means. So that these are the four steps that you will have to follow. Now it's come to, we'll be designing Instagram, okay? Now let's okay, some of you, then you have to go to this Figma thing. Okay, so you'll start with Figma here. The idea behind Figma is that you open your figma.com, okay, and then I'll tell you how it looks like actually. Okay, anyways, if you have not logged in, then you will have to log in into it. Let's log it out, okay, and it will look something like this. And then obviously you know how to start with this, right? And then it will open up if you have already logged in with Google, right? And then it will land you on this page, right? On this page you'll be coming into, okay? And this is our main product, and this is our boilerplate code. I will show you what boilerplate code means actually. Code means design actually, yeah, sorry, it's a design actually it means, right? So here these are some things, some pages here given for you, and you will start with that. These things I will share, you don't have to worry about it as of now. Let's start with the boilerplate code that is already okay. Yeah, okay. Just give you a brief about this thing. That this is how it looks. If I give you, say for example, I go to files here, right? All these files are coming here, and what you do is that you start with a draft here. Draft means you're creating a file that you want to create, and you can also create into team project. But teams is some this project you can share it with other people as well. But as Figma is something that is not free for all the features, so you will start with this design, and you will not need to design basically, because I will already give you the boilerplate design for this. But you can start with this one. Now imagine this is your website, this is your design page, right? and you start with your design, my first design. Okay, and here is your layers. All of these things will come. I'll tell you about layers, what they are, and all of that. This is page number one. You open it and it shows like, okay, pages are there. You can, obviously it means like add a new page, right? You can add a new page as well. You can go to pages as well, right? And here it is your stylings, what designs you will put, what colors you will put, all of this. Here it is your designing part, here it is your prototyping part. You will put your prototype here, okay, and here you will inspect here. So that is another part here, right? Now, to understand more about this, for example, what it does is basically it's nothing, it's just to select, but there is nothing on this screen, on this board, so we don't have anything to select. Let's take this third option. There are other options as well. Scale option is there, but we'll not be exploring, we'll be exploring some part of it. There is sections as well, slides as well. We'll be exploring some part of it. If you want to explore, you can obviously feel free to explore it. And when when you click on this hash icon, right, then it gets activated, and you see this this plus icon, right? When you click on it, it start creating some box here, right? And then you drag around it and you can play with it however you want it. And if you see in the bottom right in here, it is showing the pixels as well, how many pixels it is using: 900, 10,000, 1000, right? And if you put shift here, right, for example, then you'll only be able to make it in square only square. So right now I'm not clicking any shift button. So what is happening here is that you can make it any way you want, okay? But if you putting a shift button here, then what is happening is that it will only make a square box for you, okay? So shift is actually about making things symmetric. So just take an understanding of this. Now you are creating this frame here. This is your frame one. You can change the name of it like by first page. Okay, so your page is created. If you want to select the whole page, you click on the this top, and you can move it around however you want it, right? And if nothing is selected, right, if something will be selected, it will be coming in a blue outline, right? This blue outline it is showing. If you click outside, it is showing nothing. Now, if it shows nothing, then your design shows this. Background is this 100%. Local styles none. Exports none. If it would be having any export file or something, then you would have seen it. If you would be having any local styles, you would have seen it. But right now there is nothing. Okay. So that's good. Now you understood this part here, right? So if you are looking at this, it is looking very, white screen, and if you keep on working this way, because eventually when you will like design working, right, then what will happen is that you will be having a lot of white on on this page. So what you can do is that suggestion is that you can make it something like a gray, something like a gray screen. So uh, your eyes don't feel strained or something. That is one way. When you click on it, you can change the color. So that's what I'm talking about. You can change the color here, but it is only red, right? It is not green. So there is something called this one. You can scroll it down and you will see these kind of colors here. So you can go through it, right? And you can also see something called hex. I will only go through hex because I'm teaching something that you only need to know, not beyond that. So this is your color, right? This is your color code. You can use it. And if you think like any color code found you somewhere, then you can put it here as well. For example, I have a color code, say FF5757. So it will look like this, right? But if I want to change this, you see, this color is also changing here. If I want to decrease the opacity of it, say 50%, right, then you will start seeing these boxes here, right? These boxes you will be start seeing. Okay, now another thing here is that how did I zoom in, right? The way I zoom in is that when you click on control button, okay, and you uh, put your, how to explain this, you scroll your, you put two fingers on your mouse, okay, and then you do it this way, like how to zoom, right? So that's what I'm doing here. And you can change the color here as well, but I'm not changing this opacity. So I'll just put it this much. Okay. So it is already okay. So this nice. Okay. So this is how it is looking. Now is this is your first page that is created. You explore this component, but there is other things into it. Other things, not these sections and slides I'm talking about. I'm talking about these. When you okay, sorry. When only select button is clicked, then what will happen is that it is only this page coming. When you click on it and you want to delete the whole page, you can do that. Okay, so page is deleted. If you want to take it back, control Z. That is a simple rule. If you want to you know copy it, then you do control C, control V, right? It is pasted, right? It is pasted. If you don't want that, you can actually do control Z. If you want another copy without faster, right? So what you can do is that you can use control D. So control D is actually combination of control C plus control V. So it will also paste it in next slide actually, right? In next part, if you keep on doing it, right, you see all these pages, right? It keeps on creating using control D. So you don't have to click control C, control V two times, right? Now coming here, I'll keep on exploring this. So first, let me delete this page actually. So now, if you see here, right, if you want to, okay, it is not working. Why? Because your this section is selected, right? Frame is selected. So it will not be deleting this page. It will not be deleting because this is not selection button, right? This is your selection button. If you want to delete it, then this should be activated. This should be activated to move it around to make it work, right? So I have nothing clicked. So if you click on delete button, nothing happens because nothing is selected. Obviously, common sense. If you select it, you delete it. That's simple. Now coming here, you see we have frames here, right? Tablet frames are given here. Phone frames are given here. Desktop frames are MacBook Air 14, 16 desktop wireframe TVs, right? All of this is given. Presentation if you want to make watches, right? For watches, for paper, A4 sheet paper, social media post, Twitter post, Facebook post, all of these things are already defined for you. So it is saying 1200 into 675. So if you click on it, it will create with the same size, 1200 into 675. So that is what it's created. Now if you see all these things here that will explore, but I'm not talking about this thing here. So what I will do is that I will simply put it iPhone 14 for now. Okay, this is your iPhone 14. It is looking like this. I want to change it as my first. It's screen. So when you say page, you are basically talking about a website. When you say screen, you are talking about mobile app. Okay. Now this is your basic thing. Now it comes to the next part. That is your what it is saying. When you hover over it, it's a rectangle, right? So it is also showing something called R, right? When you see rectangle and then R, R is a shortcut here. So if you see, right, F means frame. It is a shortcut here. V means move. It is for selection, right? When you click on R, this rectangle, and it has more functions. It has more than that. Like it has line, it has arrow, ellipse, polygon, stars, all of this. You can put even image as well. Now, this is your box that you'll be creating. That's what you do, like normal box that you can create with your, pen and paper, right? Same thing you are doing. You are doing it this way. You start with this. Okay, you make it this way, this way. All of this is fine, right? You can go beyond that. All of this is fine, and it is if you want to make it like a square, then you have to click on shift. When I click on shift, this is what happens. It takes up the whole thing and it only goes into square mode, right? So for example, if I want to create a box, say 80 here, right, and this is what I created. Now I want to show you something. If you look at it here, right, it is having page 1 and it is having page 2. I'm working on page 1 because tick is selected here. When you come to page 2, nothing happens because this background is also changed, everything is changed, right? So you know that if you miss out something, like, then what you do is that you check on pages, like if some pages you missed, right? So you come to this page 1. It is page 1. You can actually change it to my test page. Okay, this is what you can change it to. Double click and make it work, right? Now if you see here, right, so this is pages, this is fine, this is your, okay, what this is, right? So this is my first screen. What does that mean? So it is actually, this is your frame. See, frame here, same hash icon here. So it is actually a frame. Okay, inside that frame, right? In this frame, this rectangle is coming, so that is why this rectangle is coming inside it, right? So this is basically parent child. This is parent. This is child, right? This is rectangle. Now, if you want to change this name, for example, we do that because we have other reasons. For I'll explain it to you. So we can change it to square one. Okay, we change it. Nothing changes here because we only see my first screen on the frame, not on this one, obviously. But still, it is fine, right? But this is a frame here. Okay, we can make more frames when we make Control D. It has another frame here with same design, same boxes here, right? But if you both are different, this entity and this entity both are different. If you change one thing, it will not change other thing. You will have to change other thing as well, which I'm not going to. Okay, so this is what you do. When you see on this square one, right? When you hover over it, there are two things. One is lock, okay. One is I button. I means you can see it, right? Because it is open. Now it is hidden, right? See, it is hidden. It is closed. It is open. It is closed. Simple thing, normal. It is having lock button. What does this mean by lock button? You can move this around, right? You can move this around this way. All of this is fine. But if you don't want a component to move around, right? For example, if you are feeling like, okay, I don't want to move around because I'm using other things and this somehow gets moved around with them as well, right? Then what you do is you can put a lock button. It will not be having any hover, right? If you come on this, it is saying do hover, but here it is having nothing, right? If you want to unlock it, you can unlock it. Same thing happens with this one. You can hide it, you can make it work. Okay, lock it. So if you lock it, everything actually nothing moves around. You cannot click on anything. You cannot select on anything. Nothing works, right? Because you have unlocked. You have locked the whole frame, right? Now, if you want to, now you think that okay, this square is created inside this frame. But what if I don't want to create inside it? The reason is simple. If you are putting into this frame, then it will obviously be inside, right? Then what you have to do, you have to make it outside. So when you make it outside, see, it is inside. So you see this is coming under it. But if you I put it outside, then this my first screen is different. This square one is different because both are different now. Both are totally different entities. If you move it around, it will not move it around because it is this is not a parent, this is not a children. Both are the siblings of each other, right? Now, when it was a children, right? This square was the children of this my first screen frame. If you moved it around, right? Then it is happening this way. So sometime what will happen is that if you now you will be thinking that okay, if I'm moving it around, why this square is not moving around? Because it is not moving around because it is outside of it. You see, this is overlapping, right? This is different, right? But when you put it inside, right? See, it is not inside yet. It is outside only, right? Now it is inside, right? This is overflowing, but it is not showing up here. So when you move it around, this will work. Okay, this is what about this is squared. So you can make line here, line here. You can also make something called okay. You can make a ellipse here, right? All of this is fine. But if you want to make a square, if you want to make a square, that means you want to make something symmetric. For symmetric, you use shift. Click on shift, it makes a circle actually. I'm sorry, circle I'm talking about. Okay, so you are making a circle here, right? So that's what it does. There are other things as well. You have something called polygon here, right? That's what you can do. It has more components, say four, five, all of this is fine, right? You can make, and then you can make six to, right? Not less than three actually. Yeah, it's not polygon. Fine. So that's what I'm talking about here. Now let's remove all of these components. Come to the third part, that is your pen here. Okay, so every paint, like paint program that you have used, right, in your Windows 7 or something, like you would be having something called pen, right? So same thing is happening here. You have a pen here. Okay, it has more than just a pen, it has also a pencil, but we'll be using pen only, right? And pen is used for a different purpose. For example, if you click on it, it creates a dot here, it is creating a dot here, and then you create another dot and you move it around, right? Then it will not work. The way it will work is that you will have to put a shift button and then you will have to move it around like this. Drag you can do. Okay, that drag will work here, right? So this way you are creating, fine. This way you are creating this way. Now if you now you can leave this shift button and you can play it around any way you want it, this way, that way, all of this is fine, right? So just I'm demonstrating only. Now if you want to text it out something, right? For example, you want to put a text or something, then you can do, click here, text. Okay, so this is the text you are putting. Now let's, for example, if you want to move it around, for example, right now you're having only one screen, one page here, right? But if you want to have it around more than that, then you can do it this way. Or if you want to, zoom in, zoom out, all of this, right? So this is your text here. Now let's talk about. Okay, it is also having comment, but we'll not go into it because it is not required for you. Okay, now let's see one more thing. It is having design, but it is not having any local styles here, anything like that. It is having nothing. When we select it, it has a lot of styles here. Clip component, I don't know what it does. It doesn't even matter. Now what it does. So to give you a brief about this, like what it does, it says corner radius. When you hover over it, it says corner radius. Is there any corner radius here? No. If you give 10, it is having some radius. See, if you now if you okay, another thing is that if you hover over, I mean, if you click anywhere, right, it will not be selected. This frame will only be selected when you click on this first, this title only, right? If you hover it like 50, it is, see, changing it is, right? If you want to change this, what do I say, like this, right, then you can also change it, but will not be changing it because it is already defined by iframe, iPhone 14 content. Now it is having layers. We'll not be going into this much. Okay. We'll have layout grid. We'll not be going into it. We'll go into auto layout. That will see what it does. And if you already have understood the concept of CSS, right, then it will be very easy for you to understand this one as well. Auto layout. Grid will not be going into it. It's something that is advanced. Right now, you don't need to know. Now here it is saying called fill. Fill means fill color, right? What color you want to fill into this selected box. So this selected box is actually a frame. We are changing the color of it. See, we are changing the color of it. Simple, right? Cancel it. It is 100%. If you want to hide it, that's okay. If you don't want to hide it, if you want to remove this color, minus button. If you want to add it, plus button. Okay. We will see what this button actually does. Okay. We also see what does stroke does. Okay. Okay, I have mistakenly removed it. Anyways, so it will be a white color only, right? This is complete white color. And it is also having something called strokes. We'll see what its stroke does. Its stroke is basically an outline. To give you a brief about this, for example, you create this, right? It is having no outline, no border actually around it, right? When you click on stroke, it is having black color stroke. Okay, it is blue color stroke with the radius of what, this radius. Okay, and it is inside or outside. It is centered. Okay, it is outside. Okay, all of these things you can do, and it is also having more things into it. You can understand about them. Will it be this way? It will be corner, will be, sharp or not sharp, right? Rounded or something like that, that you can do. Let's remove this. Now it is having something called effect, that we'll also see. What does effect actually mean here is that you have effect here. When you either you click on this plus button or you click on this button, it also does the same thing. It is having a drop shadow. So drop shadow, it is having inner shadow, it is having, right, this inner shadow. Will only be using drop shadow for now. Okay, and it is also having x component of it, say 10, or it will be 10, it will be 20, right, it will be 40, I don't know, like, okay, let's not make it 40, let's make it 0 only, right? That's fine. And you have opacity here, right, and you have color here, so you have to change the color as well, so it will look something like this, right? And if you want to change the rounded shape of it, then you can do that as well, so it will look something like this, right? So, right, this is, and this is your export. You, if you want to export it out as an SVG, right, all of this is fine. If you want to export out bigger version of it, then you can do that. Click on export, and it will be exported. Fine. So that's what it does. Okay, if you don't want to export, that's okay. If you want to remove this, that's okay. Don't want a shadow, that's okay. All of this is fine, right? You will understand everything in and out later on. Now another thing is that when you click on this double, when you click on anything on double, right, or double click, what happens here is that it is creating some, see these dotted lines are coming here, these lines are coming here. So it is going into pencil mode. Actually, it is going into pencil mode. It is allowed. So the reason, okay, and then another thing is that whatever you do in Figma, right, it's something that is, if you how to explain this, it's not a picture, it's a vector file, actually vector component. So what vector component and picture are, how they are different is that if you zoom in a picture, right, it will get blurred after some time. but a vector picture will not be blurred at all. If it is looking like test here, if you go deeper into it, it will be as sharp as this one. It will be as sharp as this one. It will not be blurred or anything. It will clearly give you what it is like, how it is looking, till minute details, right? Because it is a vector art, right? If you go here, you will see that okay, this is this sharp, right? So all these things can happen when you already know that this is a SVG component basically. So that's what scalable vector graphics means. It is right. Scalable means if you have an image, right? Say if you have an image of this size, right? And if you want to zoom in like what this, it will get blurred, right? You know that. But if you zoom in this way, it will still be same. It will still as clearly as this one, right? So that's what it does. That's what it does. It is because it is SVG. Now, when you double click on it, it gives you an option to change things into it, right? So what it does basically here is that you click on this pen or something like that, then you can hover over it, and all of these things you can manipulate here, right? All of this is fine. And you click on this, and then you turn it around. All of this you can do, make it like something like a box. All of that is fine, right? So that's what it does. When you click on this done button, it's okay. If you click on escape button, that is also okay. So this is created this way now. Earlier it was something like this, but right now it has been changed. Now that is about your basic understanding. I cannot click anywhere outside because it is already activated. So either you click on done button, you click on escape button, both are fine. Now it is activated, we remove that part. We're not talking about this one right now. We'll be going into our design actually, POC, right? Okay, so this is your cover page. Okay, this is your cover page that it will be showing up to your, in the preview. If you see, right, this is your cover page. That is your first page showing up. It is showing nothing because it is having nothing. When we click on it, it is showing preview page, right? If you move this component around, like put the component first and cover later, if you come, it will it will show this one, right? Because it is only picking up the first page preview. Okay, so let's put this is your cover. We don't have to do this, right? It is simple thing. You will understand it if you. And how do you explore a design? The way you explore a design, you click on this frame, okay, and then you see okay, what are the components. When you click on this, right, when you click on this, it is showing up a uh, underline, right, blue underline. So it means like it is a component, right? It is also a component, right? Both are the components. When you click on it, it shows all the stylings that are applied on this. If you click on nothing, it shows nothing, right? Now this is boring workshop, right? It is like how much space it is taking, if it is this way or this way, right? All of this it shows. The font is inter font type is bold, right? Font weight, font size is 32, right? Auto, it is showing like, if you want to know what this auto means, right, it says line height. So you have understood this line height into CSS. Now it is lines later spacing. So if you increase this later spacing through dragging, that is one way to do that. Other way is that you click on this, okay, and then you change it manually. See this way. Or other way is that you click on it, it is activated, right? It is blue right now. It is activated, and then you click on arrow button. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Simple, you can do, right? Now I will be okay. Now we'll go into components part, and we'll go into Instagram part. Now we'll be designing the Instagram. I was giving you the brief about this. Okay, this is your components. All the components will come here. All of these things will be coming here. So every page, every website, everything is designed by components. Okay, so what like this font color, fonts family is same as this one, right? It is not different. This layers thing and all. Obviously, single product can use multiple font, like 2 or 3 font families, but usually you don't see the issues with this, right? Now there is something called type scale. You don't have to worry about it. How will I find it? All of these things you will get immediately after this, right? And you see something here, typography. So you have to type some content, so you need a typography. So it is title 1, header 1, header 2, header 3, header 4, header 5 till 5. If you know basic HTML, then you understand that what I'm talking about. It is subtitle, it is body, it is strong text, right? It is pre-text, it is button text, all of this. Now you also see here something like family, it is enter, weight is bold, 64, latest spacing is this one. You can manipulate it, you can change it, that's okay. All of this is fine. It is not just to demonstrate for you. Okay, so it is not having any purpose here. Or you can have it, that's also okay. Now, if you how to explain this, now let's come to the other part, that is colors here. Okay, so we have colors here. We what colors we'll be using, we'll also have to define it after, before we start designing something, right? Before we start designing. So this is our primary color, right? This is our secondary color, this is our dark color, this is our success color, right? Helper color, text color, right? And gray text could be in this way, accent color will be this way, light background will be in this way. All of this is fine. We also have something called buttons, because buttons can be multiple types. Single button can be of different type. If you see this button, it is a primary button because it is having blue color and white background, white text. If you see this button, is it is different, right? This button is different. It is having spotlight me. All of this is different, right? This button is different. This button is different. All of this is different. So we'll see what these buttons does and how it works. Okay. Now we'll put the buttons here and other components we'll put here. Okay, if you know basic component thinking, right, that how to create a component, how to make them in such a way that are reusable. So component is the same way you can reuse these components multiple times. For example, imagine this is something that you have already seen in other Figma designs. If you create a design, it will show as draft, and here it will come your text. So nobody's going to make it hard coded here, right? It's a component here, right? This button is a component that can be used at multiple places. So instead of coding multiple times, what you will do is that you will simply put everything into one, okay, and make it a component, and then you can reuse it multiple times. Forms will come here. Forms component could be input. All of this will come here. Next part comes in grids and spaces. Okay, this is your grids. You don't have to worry about it. All you have to do is that you have to understand that this is a you know size that you are going to get. For example, if uh, take this example, right? This button and this button, how far they should be, right, from each other. They are not together, right? How far they should be. To know that, we use spacing for it. Okay, so we can have spacing like 64, and we divide two components with this spacing, and this spacing actually hidden, that I'll show what it does. Okay, this is about it now. Okay, now another component, another part here is that if you look at this screen, right, it is having a lot of styles here. Text style 1, 3, 4, all of this is there. But if you have seen the previous design, there was nothing at all. Okay, so I will show you. For example, if you, and why do we need a text style, right? Why do we need a text style? Why do we need a color style? I'll tell you the reason for it. Okay, so just take an example that okay, just take a test here, right? Test example. What I'll do is that I'll create a basic uh, mock-up of this one, right? I'm not doing anything. And for example, if I want to create a button, okay, and say I want to create a button and give it a color, say this color, it is looking good, right? And I will put a text. For text, I will use a shortcut as T. Okay, and then I will see register now, for example. Okay, I put this here, and I change the. Okay, I'm removing this stylings. I'll put 20. Okay, I'll put it as bold. Okay, so this is your button is been created now. Okay, this is your button. It has been created. Other thing I want to talk about here is that this button and this text and this button can be merged into single one. That is called grouping. The way you group is that you take two components: second component first component, and the second. And if you click on second component, it will be selecting the second component and leave the first component. The way you do that is you click on first component, then click on shift button, then you click on second component, then both components are selected now, right? And when you click on first button, shift, select another component, and then control G. G means grouping. Simple, right? Your component is created now. What is the color of your component? Selection colors is this. If you click on first time, it is showing two colors. Why? Because it is showing the colors of all the items into this group. So there are two items into it. One is a box here, rectangle box. Another one is the text here. If you don't want to change the color of your, if you don't want to change the color of your text, how will you do that? Is one way to do that is you click on here, you change the color. Other way to do that is you have to, click on it. It selects the whole thing. Then to go inside it, right? Now your group is selected, right? See, your group is selected. All the items are selected. But if you want to go inside, one way is that you go through this way. You click on this, it selects this. If you click on this, it selects this. Or the other way is that you click on this, select the whole thing, then you double click on it. Then you double click on it, it selects the rectangle, not register now. If you want to click on this one, it selects this one, right? It's simple. So see, this is your component created. It is having hard coded value here, right? See, it is hard coded value here. Now, if you want to create multiple components of it, say you are working as an intern and you created it design with this component, right? And okay, I'll explain what I did. One way is that to copy a component is a control C, control V. Your component pasted, you take it from here. Okay. The other way, simple way is that you do control D. I would prefer control D only, duplicating it only. Okay. You duplicated it, you put it here, right? And then you do control D again. It will take the same height as this one, and it will keep on copying, components like this. Okay. So I'm not going into that. So now you created this component, then you created another component here, right? Then another component. It could be email now. Okay, it could be something like else. It could be anything. I don't know. Like what now? Okay, sign up now. Okay, so these are four things that are happening here. Okay, now you have created 50 pages, say 50 pages for your company. Okay, as an intern, and your founder says that okay, this color is not looking good. Then what will you do? Click on it, change the color to this color. Click on it, change the color to this color, right? You keep on doing it, right? If you have used that component 100,000 of time, say 1,000 of time, what will you do? You will change the color of all these places? No, right? That's a bad way to do this. This is where your styling comes in. Styling is basically telling that this is your primary color, right? If you apply this primary color somewhere, it will be getting applied, and if you change it, it will, all these places that this primary color is getting used will also be changed. Now I'll tell you why, how this is coming here, right? It is not coming automatically. When you click on it, what color it is applying? It is applying ff hard coded value, right? Then you click on this button, and then you put color styles here, then you put a primary color. When you click right, it is showing primary color. Okay, and for this text it is showing this color. I want text should be accent. Okay, so I want it this way. So your primary color accent and primary both are coming. Now I want to do the same thing but a bit differently. For example, this way. Now if I want to change the color of this one, right, then I can do that. Or say for example, if I want to uh, change it from red to something like a blue, the way we do that is we we are basically changing right now color styles only. Okay, so this is a variable, you can say. So variable, you are putting the value x and y, whatever that you want, and you can change the variable later on as well. When you click on it, it says description as well, no need to worry about it. Click on it, change the color of it, say all these places it is getting changed, right? So that is why color is important, that is why it is important. Now if you see here, right, it is having bold, it is again hard coded enter you are putting into it, and you can put it in all of these things. Now there is just like color stylings, there is something like text styling as well. Okay, so text to put the text stylings on the top of this, what you do is that you click on it, you put header 5. Okay, your header 5 is applied. Now if you change this header file thing, right, say header 5 you are having, right, or you can say it is also header 5. Okay, let's take two example only. And if you want to change the color, if you want to change something for header 5, say for example you want to change it to 12, all the places it will be changing. That's common sense thing, right? As you already into CS background. Now let's see how these things are created. Okay, You come here, I'll be giving you a sheet, I'll be giving you a doc, okay? You will have to go through it, and all you have to do, for example, let's remove this styling here. So what you do is that you come here, you see all of this is selected. You don't have to select all of that, right? You only have to select this part, right? This part only. If you again double click on it, it will ask you to change some data into it, but you don't have to change it. So what you do, you click outside, and now your outline shows that only this part is selected, not the whole part of it, right? What you do here is that you come here, okay? You put style here, okay? This is your text style, right? And then what you do, if you check like header one is not here in this list, you can create your own header one. Click on it, title, header one. So you created it. You have more options, you are free to explore it, but not right now, okay? You created it. Now if you see, it is created this one. So you can put it on the top because it looks good, okay? Here everything is fine. Now all these components are created. Same thing you can do for this one. It is already applied. If you want to break it, for example, if you don't want this header to style, then if you want to change it, you do it here, that's fine. But if you want to break it, then you have this button, right? Detach styling. So you have detached it, so it is different now. But I don't want to do that. Fine. This is your primary color, okay? This is your primary color, okay? So this primary color, if you want to detach it, then it is fine. But if you don't want to detach it but update it, come here, see this button, it is saying edit style, right? And you change it to ff5757, that's it. And then it changes it to 5757, right? So this color is also changing. So these styles are applied across the pages, okay? So for example, this, if this is primary color, right, and you change the color here as well. For example, you don't have to click anything. Yeah, change it from here only, right? If you change the color from here, right, say, I don't know, this one, then it will also be changing here, okay? So all these things are changing at all the places, okay? Okay, so this is what it does. So this is color styling and text styling, right? Now we'll come to components file as well. Okay, it is simple. See, this is test file, right? You come here, you click on ellipse, okay? This one you created, okay? This is your ellipse. Now you see, it is again select, then make another one, and then make another one. That's what you do. Simple, right? I'm saying that when you put a shift and alt, right, it creates it assumes that your mouse is a center, and it will create a icon, I mean circle around it. So this way, okay? So this is your 4, okay? Now 4 by 4, then you do this, and then you take it here. Okay, now just understand another thing here is that there is something called moving items through mouse, or moving through mouse is simple. You move it here around here, right? But how will you know that how much the distance from this to this, right? So the idea behind that is, if you want to see if it is both are connected to each other, both are like see this red lines, you see red lines is creating in vertical, right? See, it is creating. Now what happens that if you select it, right, and move your arrow keys, one, it is creating, it is deflected in the right. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10. That is one way to do that, right? Now, if you come back, you can go on the top right, whatever. It's more like a game for you, right? Now it is created. Now, if you do shift, then it will be 10 only again. It will take 10 at once. Okay, it is 10 right now. So you don't have to click 10 times, right? And then you can move forward, backward. All of this is fine, right? And these red lines are actually just to tell you that which it is aligned or not. Right now, it is not aligned vertically, but if you see, it is aligned now. See, so that's what it does. Now I'll remove this. I'll put it this way, and I will simply 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, just see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, it is created now. Now, if you want to copy this, right, you can group it together. You are making as a component, and then you did this one, and then you keep on doing it this way, right? Then you created. This is the design you created, right? All these components. So think in component structure. So you don't have to copy it all the time. You don't have to make this circle and 100 circle all the time. I reverse engineer it again. See what happened here is that I created a circle. Okay, I created circle here. I created a circle. I did duplicate here. See, one, two, three, four, five. See, it is fine. Now I'm using arrow button. Arrow button is used to move around all of this, right? When you do shift, it will move around then. Okay. Now, if you do this, control D, control D, control D, five components you created, and you want to take these five components into one, and you want to put into vertically only. So one way is that you do this way, and then do control D again, then you put it this way, then you put it this way, then do it something like this. Or if you put it this way, right, then all these components will be totally, you know, just a second. You can do it this way, right? I mean, it's a way to do that basically. So all of these components are independent of each other, right? All these components are independent. If you want to take it out complete, control G, it will group it together. You can move it around. If you want to something like how to explain this, single row or single column, you want to move it around, then you do control D, control G again, and you move it around. So that's what you do, right? You don't have to you can use how can you reuse your code, basically that's what it does. Okay, coming to our main see I will not be presenting, or I will not be creating all of it. I will be simply creating one part of it. Okay, so let's forget about this one. Let's take this image. Okay, just take this whole thing and do control G. Okay, we don't want to distract with other screens as of now. So you want to design this screen, for example. What we do here is that we have something called, this time here. It is showing this icon here, this icon, this icon, this icon, battery icon, Wi-Fi icon, network signal icon. Then it is your Shah Rukh Khan's Instagram. Okay, so it is having this, all of these keywords, all of these things. I will create this design for you. Okay, so how we start is that we come to wireframes, we choose this design. Okay, this is your thing. Okay, now you see this image is very big. We'll change it. We'll put something like this. Okay, we cannot do it this way, so we have to follow this way. We have to use shift only here. So, anyways, it's not a problem. Okay, now you see. If you see, right, it is blurred now because it is an image, right? But if I'll do the same thing here, it will not be blurred because it is a SVG. Okay, uh, what? Okay, I think it is SRK, right? SRK. Okay, so it will look like this way. I'm making this, so I'm putting this title here. Now let's start with the first component here. This is your phone, right? This is your phone. This is how it will look. What you do here is that you put your component, that is your time here. What? 557. Okay, I'm not going into what font it is having, what all of this is having, right? Simply making it that looks somewhat similar. Okay, this is what it is. Okay, now we are having more icons. Say these icons, right? What I do here, oh sorry, what I do here is that I'm not clicking on anything. I'll simply click on right button. It is putting me some components here, right? So all of these things are coming here. So these are the plugins here that we'll be using. Okay, we come to plugins here. We click on the plugins icons. Okay, so these are icons coming. Now what happened? Okay, we have to install. See it, this icon is coming here. Okay, so I'm using a random library. I have not done the research and all of this. I'm doing it for the first time in front of you only. So let's take an example of so yeah. So what is happening here is that you see this button, you see this network tab. So you know it is Wi-Fi, it is network, right? So let's take a example of Wi-Fi first. So it is having Wi-Fi. It is not completely same. Obviously, it will not be completely same. You anyway put it here, okay? And because it is free, right? It is not like you are paying for anyone. Uh, Network, it is not having network mobile, no, nothing like that. It is having battery, you can say. You can have a battery, right? You have a battery icon here. You put a battery icon, this one, okay? These two icons you put, you leave this icon for now because we don't need it as of now. We can, or the other way would be you can search on Google. And yeah, so you can say mobile network icon, SVG, okay? And I have not done it myself, so I don't know what I will get in that. Icons 8, it is showing these all these places are there. I'm using couple of them because I don't know which one will be paid, which one will be free. All of these icons are very difficult, right? This icon is fine, I think. We can use this one, it's not a problem. Okay, we used it, we copied it, okay? So we'll come here, and what we'll do here is that we'll simply put this icon here. We took this icon, it is very big icon as of now. We don't want to lose any of this symmetry and all of that. It is looking very bad. So what I'll do here is that I will simply do shift. Symmetry means shift, right? You want to make it symmetric, you have to make it shift, okay? That's what you do. It is not as exactly as you want it, right? This one, obviously, but because it is an iPhone screen, so it is having an iPhone library, and you can install it. All of this you can do, but I'm not going into it. So you have this icon here. It is not looking perfectly good, but just to show you this one, okay? Let's take another cases. So which you feel like it is good enough? Okay, this is good enough. No. So the reason it is not good enough because it is completely dark. I mean, it is completely black, right? One we want is more like an outline part here. So we want something like an outline thing, right? So that is why it is not good. We'll leave these components, okay? And we'll come here. Okay, this is not looking good. No, 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 nothing like that. All of these are very complicated icons. We don't want any of this. What we'll do here is that we'll come here, okay? And we'll come here, and we'll somehow match these. We'll talk about these two components, left components that we are seeing on this screen right now, okay? So what we'll do here is that we'll see these two components and these two components. And if you see, both are having symmetricity. If you see, both are like having same symmetricity, right? Now I want to connect these two by line, okay? See, both are connected. There is no space between them, no space. You see this line here? See this line here, right? It is this our arrow changes to a double direction. When we do this, you can do it this way. That is one way to do that. Is other way to do that is you can use arrow keys, or the other way to do that is you can do this way, okay? Both are fine. Probably in this case 10 would be good. I think 10 would be good, right? 10 can work here. So we'll do that. Now let's talk about another thing that is called layout, okay? So I'm talking about layout here. So layouting means is that layouting is a way to structure components vertically or horizontally. So if you have gone through this CSS, content, then you know that it's about Flexbox, right? So you know Flexbox. Flexbox, same thing applies here. So you have these two components, okay, and you want to connect them together. The way you do that is Shift A, you do, okay, and then auto layout added, okay. Or one way to do that is you want to do it this way, then auto layout is added again. So this auto layout is added for you. Now what it does, it is showing these two, either vertical direction or horizontal. If it is vertical, it will come up this way. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to put manually. No, nothing like that. Okay, you put vertical here, and then see spaces between items it is showing. So let's check what is the space. It is saying 10, right? If you increase it, it also increases, right? So then you know it is same. Now what it does, I don't know, I don't even know. Horizontal padding, how much do you want to give? Horizontal padding you want to give, say 27, I don't know. And what vertical padding you want to give? Okay, good. Now it is showing that how you want to top left alignment, top center alignment, top right, all these 9 cases. and we'll be choosing this one. In this case, we'll not be choosing anyone because it is fine. I mean, these are not going to change any places, right? That's what we know. And it has more things. It is having packed, it is having space between. Packed, it is packed. See, it is looking like this. Space between means like automatically it will give some space to each other, right? And then it will have exclude from this stroke thing that we'll not be talking about in this one. Simply simple thing what we did here is that we created a component, we put it here, and we want to see, I want to put it here, okay. Now why I'm putting it on the top, because I want to make it symmetric. The way we make it symmetric is that I will give 10 10 below, this is 10, and 10 left. So this is shift and then below key and shift and left key. So shift means 10 pixel, right? It is adding 10 pixel. Otherwise you will have to do 10 times, arrow key and all of this, right? This is not justified. Now, just look at this screen, right? This is looking, these icons are very small. This is looking very big. We made a mistake, right? So what we do here is that we do Control Shift G to, take these two components independent. We are not adding any auto layout or something. These are components that are not dependent on each other. We want to decrease the size of them. We want to decrease the size of 18. So let's see how it will look. Or the best way would be you take all the things here and see how it is looking like, because we are matching with this one, right? We are matching the first part of this one, right? The way we do that is we match it with this way, that you click on this, how much it is, 18 by 18. We make it the same way. We don't want this way, right? It is looking bad, no? It's looking bad. So we want something like 18 by 18. See, 18 by 18 it is looking. Then we have to merge these two components. Now I'm only talking about this right component and this left component later on. So I'll only do same thing again. I'll select this and I do shift and then select another one. So if I ask you to, oh my god, if I ask you to select, right, these two images, right, what you do is that you do this way, this way, this way, right? If you want to select multiple components, multiple files from here to here, what you do is that click on this and then shift. So all these are selected, right? Same thing happens here. There is no difference into it. It's normal thing. It's a common sense thing. When you do shift and then click on it, you can do shift A, that will auto layout. If you don't know that part, you come here and you click on this plus button, it will auto layout. How much space do we have? Zero. You see this space here, zero it is, right? We give some space as 10. Okay. Now what we do here is that we come here and do follow the same thing again. 10, 10. See, this is what it is looking. Same thing should happen here as well. Okay. It should be 10, 10. Now, if you look at this screen, right, it is having some extra thing as well. So I'll give 20 here and I will give 20 here. So it is looking okay now. And you see, like, this is bit bigger. I mean, just a small, bit bigger. We'll make it like 14. I think this can work now. And then we created this layout, right? This layout, and we have this layout here, right? And then this is independent, and these two components should come together, right? The reason they should come together is because both are, I'm using them on every other page, so I'm making in a component. Click on it, click on it, then auto layout, both are together. Okay. Now, how much difference do they have between each other? Okay, let's make it this one. And then if I want to know how much space it is having from here and it is having from here. So there is something called, when you click on it, right, it shows up these icons here, right? These icons it shows, right? I'm sure like you may have seen these icons: align left, align right, center, all of this. You don't have to worry about it now. All you have to know is that if you want to align it center, right, align horizontally center. So if, with reference of who it will align, with reference of who it, because nothing is selected on this only apart from this one, so it will be aligned on based on this parent widget. Okay, so parent component is this page, this screen. So when we click on this, nothing changes because it is already aligned probably. See, this red line is coming because it is aligned properly. Okay, that now it is not coming, but now it is coming because it is aligned properly, right? Then you come here, go on the top. See, red line again come from the top. Okay. Then you give the vertical spacing some, say itna. Okay, this is enough, I think. It is still looking bad. This one is looking not very good right now, but we cannot, manipulate because we don't have exact images. Now we created this component. Okay, we created this whole component. We have to, what do we say? This one. Okay, we give some horizontal padding as well. We give some vertical padding as well. Say 10 we give, right? 10 we given, and then we do the same thing here as well. Okay, or the best way would be, we simply make it this way, and then what we do here is that we copy this component here and come here because we are creating as a component. Now we put this as a component here. We copied, we pasted here. See, it is coming up here. Now, if I want to make this as a component, and to make this as a component, what I will do here is that I'm not making one thing as a component. I'm making everything as a component. Whatever is selected will come only in blue, right? If it is selected, it will only come in blue, right? So we selected it. Now we have some button called create component. Control Alt K. You don't have to do that. You only know the button, right? Click on it. It changes the color to purple, right? It changes the color to purple. Now this component is created. If you see here, right, everything inside this is coming as purple. But this frame name is what? 2. So we have to change it as what? Um, what do you name it, like header or something? I mean, I don't know, like you can name it as header or something, right? uh, you can name it as mobile header actually, because header will always be having some part in the website or mobile app actually. So we have a header, right? Now we also have to give it a name as well, so we put a mobile header. Okay, now you see both things I'm connecting together. The way we do that is, see, this icon and this both are connecting to. The way we do that is we put auto layout again. Okay, we do the auto layout. Another way could be is grouping. So when you group it, it will do the same thing. See, we can move it around. But if we do the auto layout, that is also fine. The reason why we do grouping, on like sometimes we do grouping, sometimes we do auto layouting. Mostly we do auto layouting because in auto layouting we give a lot of features. See, this is the feature. It is vertical now, it is horizontal now. Okay, and these features you don't get into grouping. Okay, so this is your main thing. Now you have put in here, and this is your mobile header, right? All of this is fine. And then what you do is that you have a component created, and you can use that component, right? You can use this component. Now I want to give you more settings, information about auto layouting. See it here, right? This is your this is your complete component, and this is your header component, this is your text component. Now what happens that if you put it here, that header comes here. This does not, because this is actually already taking full width, right? This whole thing is taking full width, but this mobile header part is not taking the full width. It will not be, liking it. So it is coming up here, coming up here, coming up here. You don't have to change anything pixel wise. Everything is perfect there, right? And then you put the spacing here. That's also fine, but we don't need that part. You put it here, it will come here, it will come here. It will not be going, going below, because below component is not there, right? Below is the main thing. Okay, so okay, now let's come this is our component created. We created a component. If we change it, we can also change every other place. We remove this component and we put this component. Now it is coming as purple here. Purple means it is a component. Okay, this is your component created. What is our next component? This section. It could be Cristiano Ronaldo, right? It could be Amitabh Bachchan, right? Anyone it could be. You don't have to hard code this value. You have to think as a developer, okay? Because in development we use a lot of variables so that we don't have to hard code any value, right? Same thing we are doing here, right? We have this button, this button, this button. Okay, so great. Fine. So we'll start with the next part, that is this component, and we'll go with other components as well. And you may be thinking like, why it is taking a lot of time to design, how much I have to understand. The thing is that once you understand this basic concept, right, everything else is same. This is an image, this is an image, this is an image. It will take you 3 seconds to design, right? So don't worry about it as of now. See, you created it. Now I'm quickly creating a component. Now I need this arrow button. How do I do this? Is that I need to find a icon here. Icon I ran. Okay, arrow. So we are getting arrow here. Arrow we got. We put arrow here. Fine. And we also have to put uh what do you call this? Mm, 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 mm. Some keyword, actually it is called, it is dot lines, but if we don't find it, we'll make it. That's fine, right? If you cannot create a component, right, like this, what you do here is that I'll tell you. Come here. It's simple thing, right? Click, click, click. That's it. You created an arrow. Leave this. Okay, you created an arrow. You change the color of it to dark. Okay, now you may be thinking that it is already black. Why I'm putting it as black again? The reason why I'm putting it as a black again, because right now it is hard coded. No, it is hard coded. You cannot change it afterward. But with dark, if dark changes, everything changes, right? So that's what we are doing. I'm putting it as, like this, but it is looking bit weird. It is not looking good. Okay, let's do one thing. Let's do some more thing on the top of it. See, it is looking somewhat similar. It is enough, I think. And it is having, now you see here, right? If you come closer to this, these are very sharp edges, right? These don't look good. You have to make them this way, right? Or the more you want to make it this way, okay, I think this is enough. But if you want to make this joint as well, joint means this one as well, then you make it this way. So it is looking like this, right? It is looking like this. No. Oh, okay. I missed something that we have to fix, right? I missed the color of this screen because it is black right now. I'm using something different. I shouldn't be using. Okay, but before that, what I do here is that I will simply all the places I'm using this color as what, hard coded value. I have to change it to dark. I change it to dark. Now every place is dark, right? I'll tell you why I'm doing it. Make this as what? This is fine, I think. This is fine, I think. Okay, there is, okay. This is okay. I am changing the color to dark. Oh my god. Okay, everything gone up, right? Everything is disappeared now. What we have to do here is that we have to do something that is important for you to do. Now you can create two components from this one. Okay, you can create two components. One is variant of it. Now you create a variant. See, another variant you created. Like Corona variant, you have another variant here. That variant is basically, you have to, how to use this component, link to documentation, all of, no, 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 nothing like that. Okay. But with this variant, what we'll do here is that we'll change the color to accent. See, change the color to accent. Now we come here, we see okay, nothing is looking up good here, and we see property one as default, property two as dark. When we change that to dark, we have another component. So basically, right? So we have a single component, and we created two components from it. One is for lighter version, and one is for darker version. So this is for darker version where we have to make it as white. So instead of creating two components, right, we are creating a variant of each other, right? That's what we are doing. So we created now. Okay, this icon is also, we can make it as dark, right? We can make it as accent. It is looking fine. We are putting it here. We are randomly putting it here, and we put T for what? Okay, we are putting it this way. Now, okay. Now what we do here is that we do this. Now it is not looking as exactly as we want. What we do? What do? We do this. Okay, it is looking fine. Still not fine. No, no, it's looking very big. We don't want that. But it is color. This color is also hard coded. We make it accent. Okay, and then this color is also accent. That's fine now. Then the third part comes in. Okay, that is your what this blue tick. So blue tick is actually a polygon, right? If you see, it's a polygon. So what we do here is that we come here, we take a polygon here, we make a polygon here. This is small polygon we have to make. Okay, and then we keep on changing this way. Okay, and now see, it is looking like somewhat this one, right? I mean, I don't know if you're getting it or not, but it is looking somewhat this one. Okay, it's looking somewhat this one, but the color is different again. We do there is something called eye. Okay, so I'll tell you what this eye means. If you want to copy this color, right, you don't know the color of this blue color, right? You don't know that. So hardcode way is that you keep on you come to blue color and you keep on checking. Okay, this is looking fine. This is looking, okay. I don't know. You don't know, right? The best way is that you pick a color from here. Eye color it is showing, right? So you come here, you click on this, right, and it will hover over something. See, it copied that color, right? It copied this color. You're getting me, right? You're getting me, no? We are having this one. Okay, now this is your blue tick we are creating, and we are creating a icon here. One way is that we can find an icon, very hard thing to do. Other way is that we click. Okay, no, no, not this one. We want something bigger than that. Something this one. I think this one is good. We don't want this one is looking fine, right? See, it is okay. It is somewhat breaking because this. Okay, it is looking fine. Now what we do is that one way to do that is we do group here. That is also fine. It is not a problem. Or the way we do that is we do layouting here. That is also fine. There is a layouting. Okay, we cannot do layouting here because layouting won't work in this case, right? For some, when we use pen here, right, we cannot use layouting, so we do grouping only. We did grouping, okay, and this is created now. We put it here. We do shift and right key, and it has given some space. Now we can do grouping of these two as a layout. We added a layout. This image is there. Now if you see, it is on the top, it is on the bottom, it is on the right, it is already on the right anyways. So it is this way, right? Now we created second component. Third component is this one. These three dots. We create three dots. Okay. The way we create three dot is that we come here. Okay. We have three dots here. And what we do here is that we zoom in, then copy. One, two, that is enough. Three dots are created. We put some stylings on them. That's it. These three dots are created. Now you see these three dots are created, but they are not together. How will we manage them to select it? We do, auto layout added. That's fine. It's not a problem, right? Now there are three components that are created. First component, second component, third component. Okay, so let's put this component in the right of it. Okay, put this component here and put this component in the top left. We select all the three component. Then we do the magic here that we do distribute vertically spacing. Okay, wait. Can we? No, we cannot do auto layouting here because this component is creating using pen. Okay, uh, horizontally it is created this way, and you see align vertical centers. So we created this way. Now it is created now. See, now what we do here is that we can put an auto layout on the top of it. We created an auto layout. Okay, everything is looking fine. If you want to know more about, you know, packed this all of this, I don't know if it is working. In this case, it will not be working because it is dependent on width. But you somehow understood the concept point, right? That we are following the same thing here. Now you see this red line created, so we put it here only. Fine. We did it this way. Now you will be thinking that okay, it is not looking good because this icon is not looking very, I mean, this icon is looking very big or something like that. Yes, that is correct, obviously, but we cannot do anything about it because it is been this way. Okay, now we are not going deeper into how this can be changed or not changed because I just want to give you the brief about it. Now you have to put an image on the top of it. So you, this image is actually you know, it's a circle, so we follow the circle thing. And so we'll go with the next thing. Okay, I think like we can make this a bit this way, so it is looking fine now. Okay, we, and okay, I'm not doing it this way. I have to come here. I have to follow this way, for example. Or I can come here, I can do it this way, right? And I can put an image here, that is also fine. I'm creating a layout basically. Okay. Now I'm okay, not here. Here we were putting. Okay. So I created this. Then we can put, no, no, not this one. I don't think it is good looking. It is also not look good looking because it is a bit, it is only 16. I want more than that. So I will break it. Okay. And I will put it as 18 or something. Now it is looking fine. I want to make a style of it. Right now, I created all these styles, but I want to make one more style of it. Body strong text. Body is there, but body strong text is not there. Strong text is also there, and it's also not looking good. So I will also change it to strong text to body strong text. So see, it is looking fine now. See, it is. See, it is fine now. Okay, now we have the layout here. We have the layout. Okay, for this page. Okay, I think this is looking fine. Now we have three components. If you see it here, right, there are three components. One is text, one is number, one is text. Number, text, number, text. So we create one component and we use it three times. Okay. How do we create a component? Let's take an example. 662. Okay. This is one component. Okay. And we have to make it body strong. Okay. We have to make it body strong. Then we do this, and then we give some space. Then we say posts. Okay. And in this one, we do strong text, a bit small. Both things are there. I connect them. Or the best way would be if you are taking it this way, right? Then you simply do auto layout, and these things will align together, and it will simply show that how much space is there. So you can manually change it here, like okay, 10 only I want, or 5 I want, right? 5 is fine, I think, in this case. So you created, right? And this image is centered with all these things, so you will also have to make it centered as well, right? And what we do here is that we click on it, we come here, and we make another component of it. See, it is not looking okay, but yeah, I think yeah, we can change it. Right now it is only, we can make it dark. Fine. Now what I'll do here is that I'll make it as a component. Uh, Insta profile stats I'm putting. Okay, I created this as a component, and then we put say Insta profile stats. Okay, we take them together. How much? It is 0. That's fine, not a problem. Again, same logic, same magic. We put a property, we put a variant, put a variant here. Okay, we have a variant here. We put another variant. That is for dark version. Okay, we'll remove, we'll put it here, and we'll change it to dark. Okay, the reason why it is not dark because this dark version is actually having. Okay, now it is looking fine. See, it created. Fine. Now I'm simply, decreasing the size because this screen is bigger in width. Now, what we do here is that we copy into components. What we do, M. See, it is the more data you will change, it will keep on always being, center only because it is auto layouted. If it would be in grouping, it would not be this case. So that is why auto layouting is important. Okay, see, it created this way. We copy another thing, fix. Okay, these things created. Now I want to define the maximum. It can go here and maximum it can go here. For example, this case. It should not be this case, right? I mean, it should be bit smaller, like okay. And maximum it should go in this one. Okay, this one. Maximum it should go is what? This one. This one actually. Like I think yeah, this one is enough. Okay, now you take these three components, okay, and you do auto layouting on the top of them. You did auto layouting and you do this, that is fine. Now it is auto layouted already, so not a problem for you. Okay, now this component is created, but this image is also needs to be aligned with this one. So we do again auto layouting. We did auto layouting, it automatically shifted into center. So you see, this is how it is working now. That you know, uh, this is how it is working fine. Okay, so this is what it is happening, and then we put this image, this here, and link here. Okay, link could be anything. I don't know. Mm, okay, fun outcome. I don't know. Like it could be anything, right? We have to make it small, so we do this, okay, and we make it here, and it is looking fine. I think we can give more spaces, but let's, if you are not sure how much space does it want all of this, then you can put 1 2 3 4 5. I think this will work, and you give the color to somewhat what, I mean, I don't know, it could be, it is not looking good, I know, but it would be something, or we can make it something like a gray color, okay, something like a gray color, but it is probably an yellow color only that we give, okay. So okay, let's not go there, just keep it this way, and we put these two texts together using auto layouting. We did that. Now we have one layout, we have another layout, okay. We have to auto layout again. We did, and how, what we see here is, what we see here is that it is having 10. Now, if you want to align it, see this above component is actually taking full width, but below component is having some stack space. So above component will not be changing anything. Below component will be changing. See, it is changing only space. The one who has free space, right? That will only change, right? So that's what we did here. We created this component here. Then we have some icons here. We will, okay, do this one. This we can put images into it, but we'll not be going into that. What we'll do here is that we'll simply be, putting a follow button. Okay, follow button here. Okay, something like this. We want, okay, this button we want. But does this looking like a follow button here, just like this one? No, because it is not having. Okay, it is more than that. So actually, we can reduce it down using arrow down key to this one. Okay, and we make it something like this. Okay, it is looking fine. Now the color, now this color both are same, but we don't have that color. The best way is that we can take this color here, copy this color. What is this color? This color, right? We can say Insta primary color. We have created our own color here. Okay, we created our own styling, color styling here. So you see, we have this color here, right? Insta primary. I'm putting it here. I'm changing the color to Insta primary. See, it is looking like this. It should be this much. And I will give, I will put the text here, say follow. Okay, this is the follow button, and I'm putting the text here, that this one. Now I can group, but I'll be using layout. Whenever you can use layout only. So you have created the layout here. Okay, and then you copy here, you put another text here as well. But you know okay, it is more 1 2 3 4 5. I think 5 will be enough. Okay, but you see, it is a bit, it could be small, right? I mean, now you see, if you shrink it down, it is not shrinking actually. The reason why it is not shrinking, because it is left aligned this way. So you have to make it this way, right? You have to make it center, and then you follow it this way, so it will always be aligned. So whenever you want to go, you can go with this one. Now I'll remove it. I'll Now, okay, this is a component that can be used multiple places, right? This is a component that can be used at multiple places. So what I'll do is that I'll make it as a component, and where I will put into buttons, or I can simply put it into here because we don't need that much. Okay, we put it this button here. Okay, and we put the text here that profile call to actions action. Okay, now profile call to action can be different type. Call to action means what you will do when you land on Shahrukh Khan's page, right? That's what it means. So basically, what you do here is that you do it this way, okay, or something like that. We give tell space here as well, and we make it as a component. We make it as a component. We create it as a component. Okay, we make it as a component, and we put them together using auto layout. That's also fine. Now we have to another component, that is message component. It is having small differences, just the color difference. Okay, that's all. So what we'll do here is that we'll make a component variant of it. We'll put a component variant, and we'll say secondary. This is primary. This is primary component. This is secondary component. Secondary component will be having everything same, just one thing. Okay. Now if you see, this color is actually hard coded again, so you can change it to, okay. Now if you see here, right, it is having what, Insta primary. I don't want an Insta primary. I want it something like a gray color. Okay. We can put it as a gray color. Then we copy it, or before that we copy this button, and we come here and we remove this, and we paste the component only. Now if you see here, right, it is somewhat looking fine now. Uh, this is looking fine. Okay. Now, okay, I have to put somehow inside it, so it is now inside. Okay, so you have to make everything inside this frame only. Just let me move it a bit faster here. I'll do duplicate component. Did that. Come here. 1 2 3 4 5. And now I want this component as message. You did that. Then you do secondary, so it changed to secondary. Fine. So now your component is been created as secondary. Okay, now there is another button here as well, so we can make a button as well. But for now, let's not keep it this way. We can increase this width, or something like that we can do, or we can simply keep it this way only. Fine. Now we'll be having highlights here as well, so we'll have highlights. We can directly make a button here. Put these highlights into it. For example, this one. These highlights we'll put. and then we'll name it heads highlights as well. Highlights. So it is pre-text, so it is coming as highlight here. I have to. Okay, now it is getting hard, so I zoom in first, then come here. Okay, see, it is looking good. Not looking good, but one, two, three, four, five. I had given 10. I do layout again. Layout is created now. Now you know that there can be more highlights, right? So you can create it as a component again. So all that is fine. Coming here, right? Coming here. So you see this these boxes here, right? So what we can do is we can actually make our own boxes, right? We are free to do all of this in this Figma, right? uh, we can make our boxes. Again, we can put and we remove this fill color here, so it becomes a box without any color. Okay, so we have our own box, and through this box we can create another box here. Okay, another box here, three boxes created. Then we group them, and then we copy them again, basically duplicate them, and then we duplicate again. So this basically whole component is created, and we don't even have to make it as a big thing. Now it is not looking as exactly as you want it in this one, right, this way, but it is fine actually for now, right? So okay, let me try it once how it will look in this case. So okay, see, now it is looking fine. I group them and then I duplicate them. See, now it is looking fine, right? Yeah, so you created this component here. It is looking somewhat like this. I'm not going to make this icon here for you. It is very easy to create actually, right? It is square actually, then the circle, then the triangle, then this button, and then this two. That, I mean, we don't have to do that for now. We'll make the size bit bigger. Uh, you know, bit bigger here, and we'll see how much can we put into it. Okay, so this is what it is looking now. If if you want to make it this way, that's okay. Then I'm just simply trying to create a line here. Okay, this line here. So this line is created now. When I'm not clicking on shift, we can create anyway, but with this shift button it is only creating straight line. So straight line is created. Now we can simply click and then click again and then escape. So we escaped from that. Okay. Now if you see here, right, this is actually having accent color, but it is not having any color. So we'll put this accent color again, and we'll make it somewhat two, not two, but 1.5 or so. Yeah. So this is created now. Now you want to make it center, auto layout it again. Okay. Then see how much space it is having. Then do you want this much space? I think this is good, but if you don't want that, we can reduce it to 5 or something, right? We can actually reduce it to 10, or make it this way only. So we are creating these three components first. Okay, now when we, yeah, see, then we are copying the same component three times. See, we created three components, and we don't want this line actually. So we'll remove this line. I know it is not as exactly as looking as you want, but obviously you are, yeah. Sometimes it is hard to delete. Okay, so just okay, just take this. Okay, just take this and make it in the top. You know, something like here, and make this here as well, right? And then you do auto layout again, and you don't do this way because it will look bad. This is fine, but you can do horizontal spacing. uh, we can have say packed structure here. think this is looking fine. The reason why it is looking this way, because this is taking a lot of space, but this one is not. So anyways, we'll remove this one. We'll put this somewhat, you know, somewhat here, uh, you know, somewhat here. That's okay, I think. And we can make it as a, grouping only. We don't want that, any of this. Now coming to our main part, I will give you the faster look. Now, what do you think about this? It is a box, simple box, right? We create a box here. We create a box. See, the box is created now. One, two, three. Three space I'm giving. Okay, and then one, two, three. Okay, it is bad. Okay, it is not good. We change it because we don't have exact, system for this. So we do this way. One, two, three, and do it this way. So okay, it is looking fine actually. Yeah, and it is not looking. Yeah, I think it is. It will look this way. I think this. Then it will look good. Yeah, I think this will look good actually. Yeah. So you see the point. These three boxes here, right? These three are there, and you can put images into it. You can do what, auto layouting on the top of them. Click on them, duplicate, take them here. Three again, three again. So you created, right? But we're not going into it. So we'll be creating the navigation component, the last component of it. So to create the last component of it, it is kind of black, but we'll try to make something simple for you. Okay. So you see here, right? You see here that we have this, you know, okay, just to get a bit deeper into it. Okay, it is looking fine. It is also looking fine. Fine. So this is your component created. Fine. Now let's use the icons here. We have a home icon. So we'll see a home icon here. Okay, all these components we can group them again, and they don't have any exact color. So we want the color of this. Okay, we click on it and we say home. It is not looking as exactly as you want it, but somewhat similar. It will give you the feel. Okay, so this is your home, and this one is search. So it will not be giving you as exactly as you want it, but it will give you the feel. I will not be okay. What we can give here, right? And fourth one is my profile only, so we'll design it anyway. The fourth one we'll talk about now. These are very looking very bad. Obviously they are looking bad, but we'll fix it. Fourth one is this one. We'll design something simple. We make a layout. That's it. Okay, and then we put the color as this one. Okay, this is looking fine now. Okay, this is somewhat looking fine. Okay, and actually we may lock this screen for now. Okay, for some time. And what we do here is that we also have this button here, right? Dot button here. So we can put a dot button again here. Small thing, yes, small thing, but if we do it, it would be good. That is also fine. So it is no primary. Okay, so it is designed this way. Now this dot button. Okay, one, two, three. It is both are fine. Auto layout, that's good. Now define your end component. This is your end component. This is your first component. Align them first. Align it. Collect them all. Okay, and then horizontally distribute them and vertically distribute them. But vertically it will not work in this case. So we have to do it this way. Align vertical centers. So we aligned every case. Okay. What we do here is that we do auto layouting. We did auto layouting. Everything is fine now, right? And this is a component. Okay, and this is your rectangle here. We can also again auto layout. We did auto layouting, and it is looking like this. Fine. So see, it is looking like this. Okay. So, anyways, not a problem for us, right? We did that. Now you know that this component can be used as a actual component. It will be called a actual component. Okay. And then what we'll do here is that we'll simply okay, now you see it is not an image, it's a SVG. Why it is SVG? Because it is clear that it is not blurry anywhere, right? It is totally SVG. To solve this problem, what we do here is that we do here is that we put background here. Okay. Let's see what is how it is looking like. It is looking black only. So okay, not a problem. We put dark here. Oh no. Okay, it is looking like this. Then we put dark here, and we put all these components as accent, dark, primary, this color as accent again. See, this is what it is created now. Okay, then we name it as what? uh, Bottom navbar. So these are some keywords that you will need to know. I mean, you will eventually know, that's not a problem. Then you auto layout it again. Then you copy this text. Okay. Then click on it. You make a component again. You make this as a component. This one. Okay. So this is for dark one. You can actually make it for lighter one as well, but we are not talking about that. So we'll simply remove this part. We'll simply put it this way, and we will simply put it this way here. Okay. And yeah. So you see, it is looking something like this, and that's how it will be looking. Fine. So this is a component that you don't want to move around, right? You don't want to move around. So there is something called fix. You know what? Something. Okay, not in this case. Fixed position. So it is actually having a fixed position that you can put, and in this case, it is working. So it is having fixed position while scrolling. So yeah, in this even case, like we can have a fixed position. So if you start scrolling, it will not be doing anything. Okay. Now let's take another example. Let's take we created this much. Yes. Right. Yes, we can put. Let's take this one. Okay, so this is an image. We go to that image. We copy it. Okay. We copy it and we put it. See, it is fine, right? We can copy it and we can put it. Okay, it didn't work in this case. Put it. No, not sure. Fine. I think it should work. Okay, maybe. Yeah, it should work actually. Like, okay. In this case, it may not work. Like in sometimes layouting, it may not work, but in general, it will work. No, no, I don't think it's a problem. Like, it doesn't work that way. Resolution is fine. Resolution is not a problem. Now, just want to. This is what we created. This is my profile, right? If you have to create this profile, right? What you have to do here is that I'll take this one. Okay, cut it. Come here. So I'll tell you why I'm making it this way. Okay, the reason why I'm making it this way because then you understand all of. Okay, why I'm getting delayed on this. See, it is looking fine now. Now what I'll do here is that this is me. Okay, so you will have to design it yourself. Any favorite star of yours you can design, and you will have to share it with me. Okay, now just simply change the way how it is looking. You can change this one, right? You can change it to 18, right? You can change it to 18. You can change it to 230. Fine. You can also change it to 340, right? And this is me. You can put all the things into it, all of these things into it, right? And what this one you can also put it here again. Fine. So this is me, right? This is my profile. Okay, and You can manipulate it however you want it, right? uh, and I want you to create your own Instagram profile. Profile means design for this one, and you put it. Now I told you, right, this can be a component. I'm not doing it right now, but the way we do that is, see, that's what you do. You have to you have to think like what are the things that can be reused at multiple places. Now it is very easy for you to develop it. All you have to do is that change this one, change some text, I mean icons here, and all, but everything else is same. We took 15 minutes to design this component, right? 15 minutes to design this component, and it actually took us 5 seconds to change it, right? So that's what it actually means, right? Then fine. So now you understand this. Now I will tell you the last part of it that is important. So I'll give you the last part, that is the prototyping. So what does prototyping actually means is that we are connecting couple of components. Okay, we are connecting couple of components. So what I want here to do is that I want to connect these two screens together, and the way we'll do that is we will simply click on this button, and it should land on this page. That's all we have to make, right? The way we make it is that we click on this button. You see this, just a sec. When we are on this prototype, right? Okay, just give. Okay, right now you are on design. Everything we were working on design. Now I'm going into prototype. In prototype, if you see, when we click on a button, see this button, it changes to plus, right? It changes to plus, means it is asking for our screen to connect is to some component. See this component, this rah, 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 all of this. Now I don't want to component the whole component, right? I want to just connect this component only, not this one, no, not this one, only this one. The way we do that is we connect it simply, drag and drop, right? We connected it this screen, right? And we also have to define the interaction settings as well. Navigate to me page. Navigate from using click, not dragging, not hovering, any of this. No. On instant animation, right? Dissolve, all of this we'll see. Okay. And then it will, make it work. Now let's see if it is working fine or not. Then what we do is that we click on present. When we click on present, we land on this page, right? And if you see, it is saying like flow one is there. So it will start from flow one only. It will be choosing flow one only. Okay. Uh, what happened? No, 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 no. No, no, this is not how it should work. Uh, yeah, I think this is how it should work. Okay. Okay. So we do the same thing here. Click on it. It should work. Okay. Let's click on this again. We land on this page. Okay. Okay. My bad. My bad. The reason why it is not okay, I'll tell you why it is not working. It is not working because it is coming outside only. It is coming not inside it. Now see, it is coming outside of it. Right outside it is looking like. Okay, so this is bad. Uh, what we can do is that we can remove this part. We can put this component inside it. So when we put inside it, right, then this is IMSKR is inside. This is one is fixed. This one is scrollable, right? Then it is looking like okay. This is looking fine now. I will simply put it here. Okay, and yeah, I'll simply put it. When you click on it, nothing changes. What I will do here is that I will simply do it the same thing again with the same settings. Nothing changes. Now, if you see, it is showing, when we click anywhere, right, on the screen, it is showing this hover, right, this blue hover. When we click on this, mouse changes as well. When we click on this, see, we came on my page, right? We came on my page. Now, if you want to change settings into it, for example, say, move in, right? This way you want, this way you want, that way you want, right? All of that you can do. Come here, this way. Okay, come here, and you want to, smart animate or something, right? That you can also do. It will smart animate for you this way, right? So whatever component that are common, these component are common, this component is common, it will not change. Other things it will change automatically, very smoothly. If you see here, right? See, this is changes very smoothly. There are a couple of other functions into it. Push you can do, push you can do. Okay. So when we click on this, it will push up this way, right? And if we do slide in, that is also possible. You see the preview here, right? All of this is prototyping actually. Now we came on this page. If you want to go back to the previous page, what should we do? We should click on this button. We should do prototyping, and we should say we should going back to our previous button. Now I want to go on this page, but what if I am not coming from this page, right? Just take an example. I came on this page through this page, but there may be thousands of pages, right? Then what will happen in that case is you don't have to go from one, like from this page only, right? It should not go to that page. Back means where it is coming from, it will go there. So this back actually we connect, it means like it is going there only with the same flow, right? When we click on this, it goes there, comes up here, it goes there. And if we follow this, no stylings are applied on this. So whatever style you have applied to reach there, it will also be applied. So if it is slide out for backing, for back, it will also be slide out as well. For smart animate, if it is this, so if it is this, then for this one it will be this. So that's all, right? So these are two pages, okay, I have designed. I have also given basic overview about the, components, all of these things, right? Components, how components are created, how these are done, color stylings, all of that were needed for you to know. And then we created the component, and you know that it took a lot of time to create the component for the first time, but not for the next time. So that's what this is about. What I okay, I will okay. Just a sec. Sharing it with you. Okay. So you come on this page, right? This page is having some details, registration, and all of that. So probably next week I'm planning same workshop. So if you have any friends, you can ask them. This is Figma, so you will have to use Figma. This is slide content. You can read. This is your project files. So you go to this project file, you click on it. Okay. And when you click on it, you land on this page, boilerplate code. Okay. This is your boilerplate code. This is your coding education. And then you have other things into it, right? This is a lot of things. Now, okay, just a sec. I just want to change one thing here, that I want to publish this. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think it is created enough. We have components here. All of these things are here. So what you will do here is that you will come on this page through this link. Okay. And you click on get a copy. When you click on get a copy, it will create a new file for you. And I will tell you what this file has. It has this cover. No need to worry about that. It has components. So there are three components I've created: dark, primary, ascent. You can change the component, you can change the color. Secondary, I didn't create. Success, text, gray, all of these I didn't create. You create. Okay. And what you do here is that you also have to create the text title styling for yourself as well. So this is styling you create using this way. You click, come here, text. So this is your color content, right? This is your color, this is your text. Okay, you click on this, you add your data here, all of this, like title header 1 you can put, title header 2 you can put, all of these things you can put, you will be using throughout the course. Okay, spacing we haven't used, but we can actually use them. Components are not there because I want you to create your own components yourself. Now coming to your wireframe, so you will be starting with your own wireframe. You come here, create a pick a design, okay, then start working in here. So that's all you can do with this. Okay, it's a community thing, and you can also share it with anybody. So for example, if you want to share it, right, then you share it, and then I will take a look at it this way. Okay, so this is created now. It will be working the same way. Everything is looking like this now. That's what you will be doing, right? you know this, all these components, how they are done, all of this, you don't have to actually worry about it. You just have to use them. You have to worry about wireframes, right? That's all you have to do. Finishing this up. Okay, is it done? Fine. So I'll be finishing you, and then you can start designing yourself today, tomorrow, whatever you like, and share it with the team, share it with me, and I will give some suggestions as well, like how you want it. You will face some issues in this, so you can actually reach out to me in Slack, right? And if you have any questions, just let me know.